I would like to tell you about our Oregon State Capitol Foundation's Capitol History Gateway project. In 2005, the Oregon legislature passed a bill calling for a history center in the Capitol. And through a lot of community involvement, the foundation has developed a strategic framework to guide the development of the Capitol History Gateway with the entire building, both the 1936 part and the 1976 part, I guess, as the center of the history of the Capitol. So we are kicking off that framework today, and phase one of the Gateway will also support the Capitol Master Plan, and that is our other top priority because we want to take care of the building. And there's a model over here of what it might look like. I think the golden pioneer on the top of the model got a little jarred awry, but that's what it might be after we have a major earthquake. The building renovation is designed to preserve and to upgrade this historic landmark Capitol and to protect it from earthquake damage because we know that there's a big one coming. The master plan design also includes a dedicated history center and other exhibit spaces, and the design work for that is underway, and we're also looking forward to funding and constructing that major project in the next few years. So when the renovation is finished, the Capitol History Gateway will supplement the permanent visitor welcome center that will be in that renovated building. And the Gateway will adapt to changes. So what I'm telling you is what you see today will change, it will be added to, and it may be relocated as we upgrade to protect this building and the people who work in it and the people who visit it. We had a lot of help on this, from the legislature, of course, from the universities, from the Historical Society, from a lot of local nonprofit history museums and groups, from the archives, from the Parks and Recreation Department, and the state libraries. And we're very excited to kick this effort off on the 155th birthday of our state. One of the foundation's jobs is to update these display cases behind me every year. And this year we chose to highlight legislation that shows how one person or a small group of people or groups of people working together that usually don't even talk to each other, how they can start to have a change in the law that affects all of us. 1, 2, 3, go! Thank you. The reason we chose this particular piece of legislation and the other three pieces of legislation is because they show how one person can get started a piece of legislation that winds up being a law that affects all of us. And so it's Oregon's kind of democracy. The bottle bill started when one guy wrote a letter saying, why don't we do something like this? Why don't we save these bottles and cans and things instead of throwing them away, instead of littering. So it took a couple of sessions to get it actually going. Then eventually it covered all sorts of bottles. It covered beer bottles. It covered any kind of pop bottles that were carbonated water, the kinds of things that we were finding littered along the roadside. The then Highway Department did roadside litter counts at sites all over the state of Oregon. And they found out that not only did the bottle and can litter disappear from the side of the highway, but also all of the litter started being reduced. So we started having roads that were clean and green along the side of the roads, and that's good for tourism. And and then the other thing that the bottle bill does is it saves huge amounts of energy and water when you're producing containers. If you make a can out of aluminum using a huge amount of recycled aluminum, you can use 95% less energy to make that. So, so it's good from all sorts of things. Oregonians support it overwhelmingly. They love it. They think it makes sense. And that's why we chose this particular bill as one of the bills where something really huge comes from just one person in Oregon starting something up that makes a good change for everybody.